We discovered a dead baby in the bathroom.
You are detained. You are not free to leave at this point. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Like, how big is the baby?
It's full term.
What?
This story unfolds the shocking tale of a mother who failed in her role, culminating in her arrest. Alexee Trevizo, a 19-year-old from New Mexico, faces a grave and controversial charge: the murder of her newborn son. The story begins with Alexee heading to the hospital due to severe back pain.
So what did she come here for that she told you?
She told me she had back pain.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay. Has she been having back pain before?
Yeah, pain for her and her hips is no, I mean, she was born with like her, I don't know, it's like crooked.
Her spine?
Okay, because my ex-husband, he hit me. He beat me whenever I was pregnant with her. So she was early. So she had some problems with her hips. Like, I always had to take her to the chiropractor to get adjusted because she couldn't use, like, she was always getting constipated. Like, she had to get lined up, whatever. So, I mean, I've been taking her to chiropractor because I always thought, well, this time, I didn't know. I honestly didn't know she was pregnant. I didn't know. I just thought, like she said, I had back pain more. My hips are hurting me. I think I need to go to the chiropractor. I said, okay, let's go tomorrow. But she was like in really a lot of pain, and
When did it start?
Like the pain?
Yes.
Yesterday she said it was really bad, that her hips were hurting and her back. And then last night we're on the phone together and she said her hips were hurting bad. And I asked her if anything else was hurting, and she said just everything. And she went to sleep.
But she's a cheerleader too, so she's big in cheers. They have cheer competition. She works out. I mean,
And she's been active this whole
yeah,
time?
she's been active this whole time
And who does she live with?
with me.
So
With
she's
parents, with us.
Oh.
Yeah, 'cause she's in school. She's a senior. So,
And how long have you all been together?
Almost 2 years.
2 years? Okay.
Shortly after arriving at the hospital for a checkup, the situation began to intensify.
When did she find out she was pregnant?
It was pretty early on because we did the urine first off. Any female that comes in with back pain, we do a urine right away because we're worried about a urinary tract infection. And with any female, when we do that, we always do a pregnancy test to make sure we don't give them medications that would contraindicate pregnancy.
Do you know who told her she was pregnant?
I believe Dr. Vasquez did. I believe. I don't know because I wasn't in the room for that because I wasn't involved with direct care. But I knew she knew fairly soon because we already were having an issue with the mother being upset about her being pregnant.
Prior to going to the bathroom?
Way prior. Because then they'd start an IV and then they started running blood work on her because once you find out someone's pregnant, then you run another lab test to see how far along they are.
Okay.
So they started an IV and we're giving her some fluids. I guess I don't know exactly what they were doing. I wasn't involved with that kind of care. But I told Dr. Vasquez she definitely needs a vaginal exam. I'm concerned that she did something to herself. That was my concern. And they took her right into the room. The interaction between her mother and her daughter
And this
was weird.
And so, but just to make sure, mother is patient's mother,
Yeah,
and then
patient.
daughter is patient.
Yeah, so the daughter is the patient and the mother. The interaction between them after she found out she was pregnant, the way the daughter was reacting about, she was adamantly denying she was even pregnant. She was denying that she had sex.
And you heard her say that?
Yes, she was denying that openly. So.
What did mom say when she said that?
Well, mom was upset. And the mom was saying, I can't believe you. You know you can talk to me. You're supposed to talk to me about this stuff before you were having sex, all those kind of things. She was saying stuff like that, which is pretty common. I mean, this isn't an uncommon thing. I see young girls having sex and they come in and they're pregnant and then the mother is with them and find out, and it's upsetting to them. Right. You know what I mean? So it wasn't uncommon that happens.
Finding out your daughter's pregnant is not uncommon. Not the other incident. Not the...
No. I've never seen anything like that.
Okay, just want to make sure. Like,
no.
So just...
No, I've seen lots of young girls come in and find out they're pregnant. And then, of course, they deny it. It's not uncommon that they deny that, no, Mom, I haven't even been having sex. You know what I mean? That's a lot of them's initial reaction.
Right.
Because, they they feel like they're going to be in trouble. I guess I don't know what they're feeling, but that's not an uncommon reaction that I see with young girls and their mothers, particularly with their mothers in there or father, that they'll deny that they've had sex. That's pretty common.
What the hospital staff was about to face seemed like something straight out of a horror movie. The footage shows her in the hallway post-delivery, a picture of confusion and distress. In a heart-rending twist, she places her newborn son in a trash can, an act caught on camera that nobody can make sense of. It's hard to imagine what it was like to be there, but to give us a clearer picture, let's hear the shocking testimonial from all the staff members who were involved in this event. The details are simply horrifying.
She had buzzed to go to the bathroom, so one of the nurses was going in there anyways because she was going to set up for them to do pap smear and everything. So she was like, I'll go ahead and disconnect her and she'd go to the bathroom. So I was like, all right. So she was in the bathroom, and then Chris, which is one of our other nurses, he was like, because I was like, dang, she's flushing that toilet like an awful lot.
Oh, so you noticed her toilet
flushing? Yes. And then he was like, well, damn. So I went and I knocked on the door and I said, are you okay? And she said, yes, I'm fine. I'm just having a hard time going to the bathroom, is what she replied. So I was like, okay. And then I was like, well, push the call light if you need anything.
So you told her to push the call light?
Yeah, if she needed anything. And then, like a few more flushes had gone by, and then that's when Chris was like, I don't know, because I told him, what if she's having a miscarriage in there and, flushing stuff down the toilet? So he knocked on the door, and he's like, you got to unlock this door. And then she wouldn't reply, and he's like, if you don't reply, he goes, and then that's when she heard him call for me. And he was like, Laura, you got the spare key to this bathroom? And I was like, yeah. Because we keep like a ring of keys by the desk where I sit. So I went and I got the key, and just as we were getting ready to open the door, she opened it, and all I saw was like blood everywhere, like on the walls, on the toilet. It just looked like a horror film.
On the floor, there was some on the toilet, there was some on the wall.
Do you remember which wall?
There's the one wall that's by the toilet, that's closest to it, where there's a side rail. There was some blood there. There was quite a bit of smearing on the toilet itself, and then on the floor it was just, smeared around.
Okay. What do you think that is from?
I thought she did something to herself physically.
Honestly, she to me did not look pregnant, but then she had on a hoodie.
So this was fresh to you?
Yes, this blood was fresh. You could even smell it.
And is the amount of blood consistent with giving birth or a miscarriage or some sort of traumatic event?
I'm sorry, you repeat that?
Okay, the amount of blood in the bathroom, on the floor, on the walls, and is that consistent with the amount of blood that is lost when you give birth or have a miscarriage? Or
to me, I mean, it looked like she had given birth in there and was trying to clean it up. Like, it wasn't that much blood on the floor, but you could tell she was cleaning it up because it was like smeared and somewhat cleaned up a little bit.
now, was it covering the floor or was it like splotches?
You could tell she was wiping it up with paper towels because it was like smeared.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so anyways, the floor was just smeared with blood. Blood on the wall, like on the toilet and stuff. And
do you remember which wall?
Oh, it was like the back wall between the toilet and the sink.
In your line of work, what would cause that kind of splatter?
I think something that got pulled out or ripped. Like if you ripped something and blood just went, it was like once you see the photo, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just...
So like you say, like rip, like something went like that?
Yeah, like when you rip something, or if you cut something and you go, like you swing your hand and blood just splatters.
Okay, so
that's how it looked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we just kept hearing the paper towel dispenser going and the toilet flushing. So yeah, when we opened up the door, like we saw that, and then I noticed she had bloody footprints that she was leaving, going back to the room that we had put her in.
And then I told Lori, call housekeeping, they got to come clean this up. Which time she called Leela, who was on call for housekeeping.
So I had called housekeeping, which was Leela, and I was like, hey Leela, I'm sorry to bother you. I said, but I think this patient just had a miscarriage in our bathroom and she left like a mess. If you could come and clean it. And she said, okay. So she came down and she started cleaning it, and then she went to pick up the wastebasket.
When I picked it up, it was on weight, so I thought it was the trash bags, because we put the trash bags on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started getting the trash out, and then when I did that, I seen that there was a baby in there. And that's when I freaked out, and I called Lori and HT, or the nurses up front.
And then that she put the basket down and she yelled for me, and she was like, "Lori, come here, the wastebasket's heavy." And I was like, what do you mean the wastebasket's heavy? So when I picked it up and I moved it towards the door, I was like, shit, it is heavy. So I pulled it out because it had like a fresh liner inside, so we didn't think nothing of it because we looked. So when I pulled the liner out, there was like paper towels, and we had rolled trash bags already in there, but she had grabbed a few and like balled them up and put them on top of him. So when I removed them, that's when I noticed the baby on the bottom of the trash can, just wrapped in the bag. I usually, when there's like one or two things in the wastebasket, I usually pick it up and take it out, but I didn't that night. And then, like, I've been kicking myself on this because I feel like, you know, if I would have just taken it out, I would have seen it.
Well, no one prepares for that type of thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't act like that. So don't blame yourself for it.
Yeah.
Because it's not a natural thing to do.
I mean, it's just hard because I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother. And I've dealt with death before, but never like this.
Right.
You know, like, it was horrible.
Don't beat yourself up about it, though, because it's something most people don't plan, or most people can't think of it. To them, it's like unfathomable. So don't beat yourself up about it, because it's something you couldn't have prepared for.
Yeah.
Because like you said before, you were expecting a miscarriage.
Yeah, I was just expecting her to have a miscarriage and call it a day. I mean, we've dealt with patients before that have had miscarriages.
Yeah. And so how did you see it, like, as soon as you picked it up?
No, after I picked up the trash bag that was on top, you know,
Okay,
where
so
they were throwing the trash at, when I picked that up to change it, that's when I noticed that there was, when I seen the baby. When I looked at it, the baby was wrapped up like in a, you know, like in the bottom of the trash can, and with trash on top of it.
She had it tight, like because it was the top was twisted, and then like tucked under, like so it wouldn't open up.
So basically, if you like
when you grab trash and you like swing
it and then you fold it over to like put it down or whatever.
Yeah, that's how it went.
And it was clear.
It was a clear bag.
So,
yeah, it's one of those clear bags.
So you
So it was
saw
a hospital liner?
The bag was the original trash bag that was in there. It had trash in it. When I pulled it out, it was spun where it was tied, and then it was folded underneath the baby in there. So it was like a little capsule the baby was in. So when I had to tear that bag open to see the baby in the bottom. If you would look in the trash, I looked in there. When she told me, she goes something. I looked. I said, "What are you talking about?" Because there was a clean liner in the trash bag.
So basically, he was in the bottom, trash on top of him,
And then another clean liner had been put on top. Yeah.
And then when I picked it up, that's when I noticed it even more because all I saw was black and purple. But once we picked it up, like the bag suctioned to his face.
Can you like describe the baby?
Yeah, he was about like that big. He had hair, and he was like purplish, but still not like pink. You know, I don't know how to describe it. You know, he wasn't bruised or nothing like that, and he was like purple, pink skin type color.
And that's when I yelled for my charge nurse, which was HT. And I told him, hey, she put her baby in the trash can. So I handed the baby to him. And he took off to the trauma room and opened up the bag. And then that's when we went and got Dr. Vasquez.
Now you say that the bag was suctioned to his face. So was that from?
I think when I lifted it up, it kind of loosened, and so it just, where he was still moist, it just suctioned to him.
Okay.
The next thing, Lori comes and goes, HT, oh my God, you better come to the bathroom. I go in the bathroom and she goes, something's in the trash can. I'm like, I looked in there, there's a clean liner. I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, pick it up. I picked it, I could feel the weight. I knew then we had a serious problem. I just grabbed the trash can and went right across the hall into trauma 2. The liner was pulled out, but there was another trash bag in there in the bottom, but it was all it was rolled up. So I had to tear it apart. And then, of course, I saw the baby in there. So I pulled the baby out, got him on the bed, checked for signs of life. There was absolutely no life whatsoever. I immediately came out of there after I did that, went into the room where she was performing the vaginal exam, and I immediately told her, you have to come out now. And she came out, and we went into trauma 2, and she reassessed the baby. At that time, between me and Chris and her, we determined, there was no reason for us to begin any life saving. The baby was completely gone.
I just remember I stayed in there because she went to go get Dr. Vasquez, and then I noticed that the umbilical cord looked like an animal had tore it apart. Like, have you ever eaten string cheese? And, when you twist it, that's how the bottom of the umbilical cord looked. And I just remember it caught my eye, and I was like, God. I was like, this chick really ripped this thing apart, because those things are hard to cut.
Right.
Did you find the other part of the umbilical cord?
No, we're thinking, I'm not sure if she had delivered the placenta, because I wasn't in there when they did the final examination. But either she delivered it in Loveless or she flushed it.
So then after that, after we determined we were not going to do any work on the baby, I shut the room down and I called the police. And then I didn't let anybody, no one went back in that room. I made sure of that till the police arrived.
So we started working her up. We did a pregnancy test on her, showed positive. She was denying that she had sex. Then she said she had to go to the bathroom. She went to the bathroom. She was in there for quite a while. We kept knocking on the door. Finally, we got her to open the door, and there was blood and shit everywhere. She was cleaning it up. So we took her back to the room, and I was afraid that she knew she was pregnant. She had done something to herself. So the doctor started doing a vaginal exam on her. We had the lady come to clean the bathroom. She put the baby in the trash can, and then she put another clean liner over the top of it. So when they looked in there, there was no trash in there, but it was underneath the clean bag. The baby's dead. Okay, we have him in trauma 2, but she killed the kid.
Yeah. How old was the baby?
I don't know. It's full term. She just had it. She had it in the bathroom. Was what happened, and then whatever she did, I don't know. She's gonna lie. She wouldn't even tell us she's pregnant. She's been lying the whole time.
Okay.
So that's what's going on. I just pulled the doctor out of the room, so nothing's been said to the patient or the mother that's in there yet.
Okay.
I have Leela, the housekeeper, if you want to interview her.
Yeah.
She's the one that kind of found under the
because I
trash.
wanted to get with you guys first and then get with her to get her statement before I even did anything.
Well, I'm the charge, and this is what has happened.
Okay.
You can interview the nurse that had her, the 2 nurses that were taking care of her. You can talk to the tech, which is Lori. She's the one that went in there and actually found it, because Leela's like, this is really heavy.
Okay.
So then Lori went in there, and then of course the baby was underneath the clean liner.
Okay, yeah, if we can speak with Lori. That
Okay,
way
I'll
her
get
statement,
Lori,
then
and
I'll
I'll
get
get
I'll get detectives.
So, officer, is the first thing though is I need to make sure that the mother, the woman who delivered the baby, is medically stable. I don't know if she's delivered a placenta. She's bleeding a lot. I just got her accepted to Loveless, so I need to get her up there as soon as possible.
Okay. I'll get detectives over here right away.
Okay, so how I need to tell her what's going on, and I need to tell the mother what's going on. The mother, they're both in there together. Is one of you willing to be present for that conversation?
And I'll go in there.
Are you guys going?
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
go
for
right
sure.
now.
While we're doing that,
And then I'll make sure Leela comes down. All the other nurses and stuff are here, and I'll get Leela here. Okay. So she's in the shit.
Now that you're up to speed with the early part of this story, let's focus on the initial confrontation. Everything about it might appear senseless, yet this is the unfiltered truth of the situation.
I'm sorry, there's we discovered a dead baby in the bathroom.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. It came out of me and I didn't know what to do.
Lexi, I told you about this. I just asked you, baby, to tell me the truth.
It was not crying or nothing.
What did you do to it?
Okay, stop right here. Stop. Number 1 priority, guys. Number 1 priority is she just had a baby. I don't know if she's delivered the placenta. She's bleeding significantly.
Yeah.
I've spoken to the obstetrician at Loveless. They want her up there as soon as possible.
Okay.
I need your permission to transfer her for medical. She's
19.
Oh, you're right.
But she is a student too.
She's
No,
still
no,
19
you're,
years
you're
old.
right. You're right. She needs to. I'm sorry, I forgot she's 19.
Keep out of me.
But you need to make sure that you're safe. I need to send you to Loveless to labor delivery. Will you please agree to that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. I'm gonna work on that. In terms, I'm sorry about this, but in terms of delivering a baby and it looked like you tried to hide it, we do have to have the police involved.
And nothing was crying. It came out with nothing.
I know. But the baby's gonna have to be taken for autopsy and there'll be an investigator and everything. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But we need to do this correctly. And I want to be transparent with you about what our steps are gonna be. Okay. Officer, do you guys need to talk to her before we get her transferred?
How long is it going to be before you have to transfer out?
I don't know. Are we working on it?
Okay.
Marina, do you think 20-30 minutes?
Yeah, hopefully, yes.
Okay.
I got detectives on the way, so they're going to be talking first.
Okay.
Do you guys have, I'm the charge nurse here, do you guys have any questions for me?
Like, how big is the baby?
It's full term.
What? 9 months? Nothing was crying. Lexi, have you watched the news of the girls that what they do to their babies and what they go to jail? Nothing was crying.
Any other questions? Okay.
Okay. So as of right now, like what I said is we're gonna have the detectives come over here and they're gonna talk to you, okay? We have to gather some more information about what's going on. They'll get your statement. They're gonna get the doctor's statements. They're gonna get everybody's statements, okay? So I don't know everything yet, okay? So I'm not gonna tell you, I can't tell you nothing, honestly, okay? All I can say is,
Gonna go to jail.
right now she
no.
right now she's being detained, so she's not going to leave from here at all. Period. Okay, so one of us will be in
your custody. Like,
yeah, she's detained. Yeah, she's not under arrest, but she is detained. Okay, she's not free to leave. So while this whole thing is coming up, is you're not free to leave. Okay, one of us will be in here the whole time with you, because you're not going to try to leave or nothing like that. All right. Like I said, the detectives will be here. They're going to talk to you. I mean, your care is of the utmost right now, okay? They're going to do what they need to do to take care of you, to make sure you get stable. They get you transferred out or whatever. Like I said, the detectives are already been notified. They're already on the way. So they're going to come talk to you, all right? So don't leave. Don't try to do nothing. One of us is always going to be in here in this room with you, okay? Unless we have to step out for doctor's orders or something like that, because they need to examine you or do something with you. But other than that, like I said, you are detained. You are not free to leave at this point. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Where was the baby at?
I don't know. I have no clue yet. Like I said, I just talked to the charge nurse. We're still getting all the information right now. Okay. Once we get that information, like I said, the detectives, they can clue you in on everything and talk to you more about it.
Okay.
All right. Do you happen to have an ID on you, perchance?
Yes, she does.
Okay. Can we get that, please?
Mm-hmm.
All that information. Call again to your cash, so not on radio.
Okay.
Hang tight right here with her, okay? I'll be back. Ma'am, could we get your ID also, please?
Yes.
Can we put you?
Yeah.
If you have anything, I'll be here, okay? All right.
Can I step out? I'm gonna call my husband.
Yes. Yeah, you'll be fine.
I'll be back.
Exactly 7:30. Hey, could you do me a favor, bro? I'm used to an act record call. Okay, it'll be New Mexico DL, both of them, whenever you're ready.
Where did you put the baby at? Tell me the truth. In there.
517.
came out of your toilet? You put it in the bag?
Yes.
In what bag? Why did you say anything to us? Do you want to get in trouble for this now? You could get in trouble for this, baby.
Mom, alright, just give it time, okay? We're gonna speak to the detectives whenever she's ready, okay? You ready for the second one? Second. Last three of that second one. The last three of the second one is 333. Awesome, thank you so much.
Okay, Alexee. I know it's kind of tough right now, okay? I know you're scared, I know everything else, okay? As of right now, I cannot allow your mom to be here with you, okay? So, once the detectives get here, then she may be able to come back in here. But as of right now, I can't allow her to be back in here, okay? If you need something, we're not going to stay in here, okay? Because I think it makes it worse that we're here anyway, right? Obviously. And I know you're scared. So what we're going to do is we're going to stay on the outside of the door, okay? As long as you promise me you're not going to hurt yourself. Okay. Like I said, this is a lot. I know it is, okay? You're young. You know, I don't want to be in here kind of adding to your anxiety and everything else, okay? If you need something, just push that button, okay? And then they'll come in there. They're on the way, okay? Okay? So as soon as they get here, they're going to talk to you. I mean, the reason why... Your mom, well, not yet. But I can't let her come back in here yet. Yeah, once they get here, then it's up to the detectives to get out to them if you can come back here. If they're okay with her coming back here, then come back here. Okay. The reason why is because you're an adult. You're 19 years old. Okay. If you're a juvenile, I would gladly have her back in here. Okay. But when you're an adult, I can't have you. So, if you have any questions, like say push that.
Can I go sign some forms?
Yeah.
This is giving us permission and time for you to represent.
Hi, Rosa?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. Is this your family?
Yes.
Okay, hi, I'm Detective Gonzalez, Artesia Police Department. What questions do you have for me right now?
What's gonna go on? Like, what? Can I be with her?
She's getting life flighted out right now.
Okay.
So they're taking her right now.
Okay.
I haven't spoke to her at all.
Okay, so like what? Like what's gonna go on? Like what's gonna happen with her? Like.
So she's gonna get treatment before we even talk to her because she needs to be stabilized. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why she didn't life flight it out.
Okay.
Once she gets stabilized, we'll try and talk to her. The baby's gonna go up north for autopsy.
Mm-hmm.
More likely it'll be done within the next day.
Is she gonna get detained after like she's released? How?
Get what?
Like, are y'all gonna take her to custody or anything like that? Like
That depends on what the DA finds. We have to wait for the autopsy to come back to see what happened. Because right now with how everything happened, we're going to do an investigation, get more information from the OMI, Office of Medical Investigator up north.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we present that to the DA, see what the DA wants to do with charges, if any at all.
Okay.
It should be pretty soon they make a decision. Because with the age of the decedent, they usually expedite autopsy reports and such. With normal people that pass naturally at home, it takes a couple months for us to get reports back. Stuff like this, we'll get it back pretty soon.
Okay.
So,
Still they don't know.
we don't know. That's why he'll be going up north. So, even though she's of age, if she's not available to be contacted, can we put you down as next of kin for OMI? Okay. And you'd be grandmother?
I'm mom.
So you'd be
I'm
the
her mom.
you'd be the decedent's grandmother.
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
So that's her boyfriend.
Mr. Boyfriend, do you have a driver's license? No. And is the address on you current? On the driver's license? Because determining on what the OMI does, if she's still in medical, and they do release the infant back, it'll have to be released to somebody. It'll be up to OMI who they determine next of kin is. Maybe the parents, but maybe you, okay? So that's why we're going to get everyone's information. Okay. Would y'all mind talking to me later when y'all are okay?
Yeah, I was with her. I know she talked to him for a while on the phone, and then she came to me, so I've been with her the rest of the time.
And how long have y'all been together?
Almost 2 years.
2 years? Okay. So I'm not trying to be rude, but you are more than likely would be the father? Okay.
Yes.
No, we get it. We get
Sometimes
it.
it happens. Gets a little shaky when it's newborn, stuff like that. But with like death certificates, stuff like that, interpreting his sons, if you choose to use them, we'll be the ones to help you get those. Other than that, because that's all really you'd need, and they can help you with the afterlife care. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all have any questions for me right now? Okay. You have my number. You can. That is my work phone. If you want to text me or call me, I have my email on there as well. Okay. Sergeant and I got your information right.
Yes.
Okay. Like I said, I don't know. There will be charges. That will be up to the district attorney's office, if any are even done. Okay.
Okay.
It's too early in the game to know right now.
At this stage, things have gone too far, and we need to think about a few important questions. Firstly, the mother was clearly upset about Alexee's pregnancy and her sexual activities. Could she have influenced Alexee's actions? Also, is there a chance Alexee confided in any staff members about her predicament? And importantly, we must ask, did the baby ever show signs of life?
Every nurse by that time had been telling me that this patient had been kind of changing up little bits and pieces of her story while she was in the presence of her mom, I guess. So when I said, okay, I'll try to, get the truth out of her, then Cindy was like, well, whether you have to ask the mother to leave the room, but we need to know. So I went and I found the form that Cindy was talking about, and I go into the patient's room and I introduce myself, and I said, there's just a few questions that I need to ask you, and most of it was like, first and last name, date of birth, social security number, which she didn't know, and then whether or not she knew, whether or not she took any kind of medications, and then so I said, so, right now it's very important that you're very honest and truthful with me. I said, and it was just she and I in the room. And
Mom wasn't there?
Mom was not there.
Okay.
And I said, did your baby take at least one breath when it first happened? Did it take at least one breath, or was it not breathing? And then she kind of looked at me in the face and in the eyes, and she was like, well, can I tell you? And I said, tell me what? And she said, so I've been having this bad abdominal pain, she said, and we came here to the ER, and when they brought me back here to this room, I felt like I needed to go poop. She said, and I asked if I could go to the bathroom. She said, and so when they said, yeah, that I could go to the bathroom, she said, when I sat on the toilet, she said it just all fell out. And she said, but when I had it in my arms, it wasn't breathing, it wasn't moving. And so, of course, you want to be very, very judgmental at that time, and you have to bite your tongue sometimes, but my first reaction was like, I wanted to say, hey, well, then why wouldn't you call us for help? But I didn't. She said, so he wasn't moving, he wasn't breathing. So I just placed him in there.
Anyway, so I go into the room with her, and I know that I I need to scan her, but I need to scan her through the vagina, not through the belly, because I noticed that there was a significant amount of blood on the table. And there was a police officer in there, and I was a little bit uncomfortable with him being there, and so was she. So I asked him if he could step out and just stand for her. So he did that. So I didn't want to have a conversation with her after I was given this information. But she was talking to me, and while I'm trying to get things set up, and she says, I don't know what's going on. She said, I didn't know I was pregnant. I'm a cheerleader. I started gaining a lot of weight. My clothes were tight. I was taking birth control pills. So she said, this didn't make any sense to me. I don't know what to tell you. And I did my scan, and then I left.
Other than her telling you that she was pregnant, taking birth control, and her clothes got tighter, did she tell you anything else that may come to mind?
And did you use the belly ultrasound or the vaginal?
Through the vagina. Yeah, and still there was, some tissue, because when you deliver, whether it's a normal delivery or not, sometimes still placenta tissue can still be in there. Mm-hmm. And so she was having a significant amount of bleeding. But after that, I stopped, I told the doctor, and I sent the report out to be read, and that was it. So it wasn't till the morning, too, when I walked in, and this is Artesia. I'm not from Artesia. I just work here during the week, and word gets around, and I just was hearing stories of what really happened. I never knew the details until I walked in the next day. Okay. And I just didn't say anything.
And how long have you been a
ultrasound tech? For about 20 years.
Okay. So, is there any other trauma or anything to that part of the body that would lead you to believe that she didn't give birth, or? No, because, and after talking to the ER doctor, she was obviously in labor, and I think she knew that. And so my assumption was, she panics, because when she was talking to me, she was talking pretty rapid, and she was like, I don't understand. So, was it all mental, psychological, who knows, but she definitely knew what she was doing, and what was doing was wrong, because of the way she was talking to me, just stating, I didn't realize I was pregnant, and, but I'm taking birth control, so, she was panicked, but, I didn't see her being in a state of mind where she did not know what she was doing. And that's just my perception for, working with women, well, not just women and men, and scanning in general, who's a little bit off, and I didn't get that with her. She's pretty much, and she felt it. You could tell that she was, I don't know if I should say if she was worried or she was concerned, because she knew what she did was in the wrong. That was just the impression I got for her.
Once we all figured out what was going on and I went in there, she essentially was scared. She was worried that she was going to get in trouble. She did have the back and forth with her mother that was just about they had said, the mom was upset because she had had sex and hadn't told her. So they were going back and forth on that, and then she was just denying it, which was a little wasn't really deniable at that point in time.
Right.
So the patient was denying having sex at this point to her mom?
Yeah, she was trying to state that she was still a virgin.
After she came in from the bathroom, mm-hmm. and all the blood and all that. Okay.
So, did the pelvic, and then I think shortly after that, the mom was in the waiting room after that. And then she was just worried. She was asking me what was going to happen. I told her obviously I did not know.
Is this when you found out she was worried about getting in trouble? Did she tell you anything
She didn't say anything about what had happened.
Mm-hmm.
She was just essentially worried that she was just going to get in trouble.
So that's what I mean. Were those the questions she was asking?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so,
what's going to happen to me? Like that kind of thing.
Did she ever ask about the baby?
No.
Not once.
and so her folks, her getting in trouble,
Mm-hmm.
and anything other than that that she talked to you about?
She did at one point in time when the ultrasound tech was in the room with her ask if there was anything. She pretty much said, would there be any like bad outcomes if she had stopped taking one medication and stopped taking another? And I said, well, what medications are you talking about? She said, well, what would happen if I stopped taking birth control and started taking weight loss medications? And I was like, I don't know.
It's an odd question.
That's
Just what happened if you stopped birth control, started weight loss?
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't like expand on that? She didn't tell you why she was thinking that?
No, it seemed obvious in my head though, so.
Could you like tell me why it seemed obvious?
Well, it seemed like she'd been trying to hide this pregnancy from her mother for some time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know you're pregnant, you're not going to continue taking birth control pills. But if you're trying to hide it, you might start taking weight loss medications. That's just kind of what it seemed like in my head.
Okay, just want to make sure, because it seems like it to me. Just want to make sure I'm not thinking.
And was the argument between her and her mom pretty heated?
I would say heated. It was awkward.
Awkward.
Yeah, like they were going back and forth, and her mom was definitely angry.
And patient is 19.
Mm-hmm.
Your mom is quite a bit older.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
And they never once asked about the baby during the entire time you had contact with her once she left the bathroom, even after they found out that the baby was found and all that. They never asked anything about the baby.
I did go, now that I think about it, I did go check on the mom just to give her an update. And I think she asked about the situation, like asked what was going on. But I told her I couldn't tell her anything. So I just went to go tell her that like she's being transferred to Roswell.
Right.
And give her an update on her daughter essentially. And that she asked about like what was going on with all of that. She said, like, what happened to the bathroom? What happened to the bathroom? I said, I can't tell you.
Right. But nothing specific saying,
Nothing.
What about the baby?
Correct.
I'm just going to tell you this. I've never, ever seen a reaction like that girl. I don't even know what to say about it. There was zero emotion. I don't even know what to say. I've never seen anything like it. I've seen women that are only married, or not married, but pregnant for 6 weeks and they lose their baby and they're a mess. You know what I mean? That girl went into that bathroom, made no sounds at all, and the baby came out of her. And had, I don't even know how she functioned that way to do what she did and with no emotion. I've never seen anything like it.
And it was a pretty good sized baby. Pretty good size.
It looked term to me.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, it was term. I can't tell you that was, but the only thing that upsets me the most is I understand she was scared, and I think her mother had a big dynamic on her, and I understand that. I mean, I think her mother was probably pretty controlling. I don't know that. I'm just speculation. But she gave me no chance to save that baby. I had no chance, and that's not what I do. My job is to save lives, and I had no chance on that baby. She gave me no chance. And we are a facility that you can drop the baby off, no questions asked. You can just leave the baby and go. I don't care, as long as you bring the baby to a safe. We are one of those type of hospitals, so it's hard to fathom what was going on in her mind. I don't know. I've never seen anything like that, and I pray to God I never see it again. I mean, it was like, I don't even like TV shit, you know what I mean? Right. Shit I don't even know what to say, man. Yeah. It was crazy.
So she's getting life flighted out. We'll talk to her later.
Okay.
That's if she wants to talk to us. If she chooses to, because she still has her constitutional rights.
Should I get a lawyer for her? Should I?
You can. That's your choice. I can't tell you what to do. That's something that y'all as a family have to talk about, okay?
97? Okay. Your current street address?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. They'll be in contact with you, okay?
Yes, sir.
It's roomier than it looks. For me, not for these guys.
I don't know about that. That's all I'm looking at. Wow.
Your feet go pretty much all the way up to the nose.
Yeah.
It's not too bad in the front.
How long does it take with you?
Alexee is being treated for her internal bleeding, and the investigation continues. From now on, the investigator will mainly work with Alexee's mother for all legal matters and further investigation. Two important questions remain. Did Alexee commit murder? And how and when will all of this come to an end? In the next interaction between Rosa and the Artesia Police Department, notice how their priorities are still focused first on Alexee and then on the baby's death.
Will it be you guys tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, I told him at 10 o'clock you could come over.
Okay.
Okay, you and your CYFD person?
Yes.
I'm better. It's
Okay.
just her, but you know. Did
Something to
you
think about.
hear about like HIPAA was broke and there's like a whole
How?
bunch of rumors out? Some
I heard
of the
there was
nurses-
rumors through
yeah.
the high school.
Yeah.
The nurses do talk, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's just small town stuff.
But that shouldn't have happened.
It shouldn't
That's why
have.
it's HIPAA.
And
you
I know. Well, and because I was reading on that and like on Facebook, everyone's doing all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because we did do a disclosure, and that was through our person of contact. That's our PSU command supervisor. So he did do one. He didn't put any name in it or anything like that. And that's just something he did because he was being asked about it for
Okay.
so long.
Okay.
So that one was done, but then I hear like the high school's talking a lot.
Yeah. I had teachers message me and everything. So.
Really? So everyone already knows.
Yeah. That's the bad thing about a small town.
Yeah, that is the best thing about a small town.
It
But
is.
like I said, but more importantly, I'd talk to insurance about therapy.
Yes. And I am going to keep her home for about a week. And I am going to look for like therapy for her.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to do all of that as much as I can today and tomorrow. So,
Well, appreciate it.
yeah.
At least you're actually a parent that cares.
I love my daughter. She's my everything. But yeah, you guys can come over tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll be there.
We'll
It has
contact
a red roof.
We'll contact you before, make sure it's still okay.
Yeah.
We do that all just
Okay.
before, so that way you're not like forget about it. Some
Yeah.
people do.
No, I won't forget about it.
Okay.
We will be there.
Well, you have my number. The supervisor we
Yes.
talked to is Sergeant Perez. He's
Yes,
also.
I've
You
been
have his
talking
number.
to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been keeping in contact. So.
All
yeah.
right.
Also, do you know like when anything about the autopsy? How fast?
We
Nothing?
asked to expedite it. I still haven't heard a word back. So it did happen on Saturday, but from
Yeah.
speaking with Wiedemann, the OMI person assigned to the case, he said we're not hearing anything yet. So he told me as soon as we find out, or as he finds out, he'll let me find out.
Are we getting him back? Did you know? We are getting him back, right?
You will, yes.
Okay.
And that's why I was telling y'all at the beginning that, with like names, stuff like that, and then who you'd want, like Turpin's and who do you want to do end of life care with.
Okay. When do you think would?
I don't know. That's not up to
When
me.
do you want? Okay. Okay.
So you know how so with it being tricky because technically you're not next of kin, it'll be your daughter. She would still y'all would still be contacted with it because they'd have to find out where y'all want him to be transported to. Because some people pick them up from Albuquerque, other because it's free of charge whenever they go from here to Albuquerque.
Okay.
And so it's free of charge coming back, but some people want to do, like, with just other cases, they'll do it in Albuquerque because it's cheaper to cremate, stuff like that there. They have to get a hold of you first to get, well, they have to get a hold of her first to let them know what they want to do next. So they'll get a hold of you as soon as they're done with him. I don't know what's taking so long.
Usually
no,
they
that's
don't.
okay. No, we haven't even really. We've tried to talk about that, but she didn't know. She don't know.
Well, in town we have turpentine. Roswell has way more options
Okay.
for like mortician stuff like that. Because you have to talk about, do you want to do cremation, do you want to do burial,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
that's because she is of age, so she'd be having to be the one to sign off on everything. Because and I don't know y'all's financial situation, but y'all guys may be able to pay for it, but she still has to be the one to sign off on stuff with how that goes. Because with OMI and stuff like that, it has to be who's immediately next.
Okay.
Okay, so it's one of those that they will get a hold of her, and with that, something you and her would talk about what you guys want to do, and him,
Yes. Okay.
and keep that involved.
Okay. We
But
will.
it's one of those things you always all have to mesh out.
Yeah. Okay. We will do that.
All right, we'll
Thank you so much.
get a hold of you tomorrow. Make
Okay.
sure. All right.
Sounds good.
All right,
Okay.
thank you,
See
ma'am.
you tomorrow. Bye.
Once again, it appears that the mother, Rosa, is more concerned about Alexee's legal troubles than the tragic fate of the baby. It took just over 3 months to issue an arrest warrant for Alexee. During this time, her mother, Rosa, was extremely protective, attempting to control the situation even though there was little she could do. Here's what happened.
This is my house. I
Right.
have a right to see the warrant.
I'm letting you know she has a warrant for her arrest. We don't have a search warrant for your house. We have a warrant for her arrest.
Okay, can we see the warrant?
Yeah, once we
She gets a copy of it.
Can I go up there when you take her up there?
It's
Okay,
for-
so what is she under arrest for?
She's over 18. She's got a copy.
I understand that,
Right.
Detective Gonzalez. What is she under arrest for? What do you mean that's all you're going to tell me?
she's over the age of 18.
I understand that, but I have a right to know as well.
And we'll tell you that, but we
Okay,
we
then
need
let
the
me know
cooperation.
now.
We need the cooperation.
Let me know now. I'm giving you the cooperation. I told you answer my question.
Well,
What is she under arrest for?
Like I said, she's over the age of 18. That we can't relinquish that information. But if you bring her out here, we'll tell you.
What is she under arrest
If you bring her out here,
for?
we'll tell you right in front.
No, I'm not bringing her out here yet. Let me know what she's under
she's
arrest
gonna
for.
get arrested regardless. I mean, I don't know why.
For what? For what? For what?
Open count of homicide and tampering with evidence.
Tampering with evidence
Yes.
at the hospital?
Yes.
So, can we see her now?
Give me a minute.
Okay.
I have a right to see a warrant. It doesn't matter if she's over the age of 18. This is my house. You have a right. You have to show me that warrant. Hey, I have the detectives here. They want to arrest my daughter. They're saying they have a warrant, but they can't show me a warrant for her arrest. Can I see the warrant?
It's an arrest warrant for her. It's
Okay,
not a
can I
search
see
warrant
the
for your
arrest
house.
warrant? I want to see the arrest warrant.
And what will that prove?
You bet when this is over, I'm coming for the police department and the hospital. I am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
No, it really is. And we understand. But we have to do our jobs too, okay?
I understand that. I understand that.
We're not going to be rough with her or anything. We're just going to take her over there and book her.
Please don't be rough with her, please.
Just bring her out. You can be with her the entire time, okay?
You know where the public safety complex is? 3300 West Main?
You can follow us over there. I will take you there. You can follow me over there.
As soon as I release the criminal complaint to her, she can then give it to you there, okay?
When can I get, like, her bond? What?
That's set up by the judge. It's Magistrate Judge Chuck Foster. He should be doing it. If it's after 3, he'll be doing it in the morning.
Hi. What's your name?
Alexee.
Okay. What's the last 4 of your social?
She don't even know it.
You don't know it?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Alexia, do you know your date of birth?
Yes.
Okay.
What is it?
Do you have to walk her all the way over there? Can you bring the car up here?
It's up to you.
Yeah.
That's all. Just please.
I'll go get it.
Alexia, are you okay with your mom getting your criminal complaint when we get to the detention center? It has your personal information
Can
on
you
it.
repeat that?
Are you okay with your mother getting the criminal complaint? It has your personal identifying information on it. Serial number, date of birth.
Yes.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Okay. I have to serve you first, then your mom can get it, okay?
Okay.
I do. He's gonna move his unit around. No medications, anything you need to take while you're in there?
No, sir, no.
Okay.
She has still been, like, bleeding, so I don't know if she needs...
Do you have any... They do, I don't know if they have tampons.
They do have family products.
Okay.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure if you take your own, you can use your own if you need it.
Can she? Do you want to grab some? Can she grab some of that right quick? Or?
Yes.
Do you mind if
Get your little bag.
one of us goes?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Just making sure you're doing...
Just grab me a little.
Okay. And just nothing sharp, no flammables, nothing sharp, okay? Okay, they're going to check it when you get over there, okay?
Okay.
Alexee Trevizo stands charged with murder, a charge that carries the weight of her actions and the legal complexities surrounding them. As she awaits trial, the legal system must untangle this web of circumstances to deliver justice.
Okay, are you going to isolate her?
Does she need to be...
Gary Mitchell just told me, because that's our lawyer,
Mhm.
Gary Mitchell, and he said if he just wants to keep her safe.
Okay.
So if anybody finds out that what she did, what they think she did, or, you
Mhm.
know, and she doesn't want any kind of harm.
Okay.
So if you guys could isolate her, I don't want anything to happen.
No, I know what you're talking about. He wants her to be put in special population. That's what that means.
Okay.
No, I'll make sure if she does go out, she shouldn't, because this is through magistrate court here in town, and she should be seen tomorrow because it is non-violent. She has no priors. She's more likely to be released tomorrow.
Okay.
And because I don't know if the district attorney is going to do a pretrial detention or anything, but if they don't, then she'll see the judge in the morning and then go from there.
Okay. What time in the morning? What? Yeah.
It depends on the judge's schedule. He has, I believe, 72 hours to see anybody, but it just is on a rotating docket. I think detention starts at 7 in the morning. I'm not too sure right now.
Is it for sure that she will get seen tomorrow?
The judge has 72 hours to see her. He has to see her before 72 hours or she gets released.
Okay.
Okay? More likely, she'll be released on an OR. It's called order of recognizance, your own recognizance, meaning like we're trusting you to go out there, not commit any crimes, any more crimes, do anything else. You can't leave a certain area, stuff like that. That's more likely what will happen. All right? So that's where you're at right there. All right?
Thank you for being so nice to her.
All right? I'll leave you all to it.
It's not all. The Trevizo family says it wasn't murder. They believe the baby didn't die because of what the mother did, but rather because of the medical treatment Alexee received and the baby's illnesses.
Joining me right now in Ruidoso, New Mexico, Alexee Trevizo's defense attorney. He's back with us tonight, Gary Mitchell. Gary, thanks so much for joining us again tonight. Autopsy results are out. Toxicology is out. What does it mean to you?
Well, it means that this child didn't die like everybody thinks, and the child wasn't killed by my client. That's what that means. And at the end of the day, we know that there's a major issue with the autopsy and the way they claim that this child died of suffocation. That's not correct. We also know that the hospital committed a major wrong in giving my client morphine for a lengthy period of time, well over an hour, almost an hour and a half. And we know that the baby had morphine in it as well, which suppressed breathing. So there are many, many issues. We also know this child had certain bacteria that they found at the autopsy, including E. coli, which can cause major problems for a baby or elderly people. We also know that she was positive for COVID and influenza A and B. So we had a very sick child. And we also know that from other forensic pathologists that the type of tests run by the lab, by the Office of the Medical Investigator in New Mexico are not classically used. So we had major issues in that regard. And then we've learned that some of the things that the hospital has been saying are incorrect. She never For example, she never told him that she was a virgin. She never told him that she didn't have sex. Things of that particular nature. So there's a lot.
At what point, because we bring it back to the fact that she goes to the bathroom to deliver this child, at what point did the hospital know she was pregnant? At what point did she know she was pregnant?
They knew she was pregnant at 12:51, 51 minutes after midnight. They did not tell her. She did not know she was pregnant until she had the baby at 1:39, 1:40 in the bathroom. That's when she first learned that she was giving birth. So the hospital knew for 46 minutes that she was pregnant. They didn't tell her. They let her go to the bathroom, and we know that a woman giving birth, particularly a teenager, may feel that they simply have to go to the bathroom. You use the same or similar muscles in that regard. We also know that they continue to give her not only morphine, but 5 other different drugs, 4 of which are contraindicated for birth for a fetus. So the hospital knew all of this. They didn't stop. And not only that, they unhooked her from the IV and allowed her to go to the bathroom, knowing that she was pregnant at the time. A cardinal sin in the emergency room.
So what is the status of the case right now? These results are relatively new. It wasn't known the last time we spoke, at least. So are there conversations going back and forth with prosecutors, or are we just on the track of this thing moving towards a trial?
We're on the track of this moving toward a trial. We're in the investigatory stage, at least I am. I'm getting my experts, giving them all the materials. Obviously, you know from my conversation with you that I've already talked to certain experts, and I have a lot of information about the case. Plus, the trial is not set until next year. We know that the trial date that was set in the fall is going to be moved. And I'm preparing motions regarding everything from changes of venue to the misuse of privileged materials to a motion to suppress certain statements and things of that particular nature.
And final question here tonight, Alexee, your client, she's not behind bars, right? She's released and being monitored. What's her status tonight, and how would you describe her state of mind right now?
Well, first of all, she's just graduated high school. She stays alone, with the exception of her parents, and she doesn't go out. She and other than visiting a sister or relatives that may come by, she doesn't see any friends. She has no physical contact with her boyfriend, the father of the child. She talks to me, and she's in some counseling as ordered by the court.
Love this video? See what's next and subscribe. See you soon.